Costa Rican drivers are not famous for being particularly prudent, he said in a very understated fashion. What's your experience been like with driving, traffic, potholes, and in general being on the roads in Costa Rica?
Well, it goes back to what I said about them being process-oriented. If they run into an emergency situation while they're driving on the road, they freeze. And boy, you better be ready to deal with it. I ran into a situation down in one of the narrow roads. There's space for two cars there, but I caught a car coming from the opposite direction, and he was afraid to get too close to the edge. So he just froze and stopped. And I have a Datsun pickup, so I just swerved and went around him and continued on my way. But that's an example of what can happen. If they run into a situation where they get into a skid, they'll freeze, and they will go over the edge. They just don't know how to deal with an emergency situation. Motorcycles are insane down here.
You haven't been to London then?
Oh,
they're really sensible compared to the streets of London.
well, the problem is the cost of gas. That a lot of the people are going to the motorcycles, and most of them don't have any idea what rules of the road are. They'll pass on curves. It's just devastating when you see a guy on a motorcycle that's just been head on by a truck or a car, and it happens frequently here. You have to be ready for that. People walking along the sides of the roads. When I first came down here, I wondered how many of these people get killed. How many of them get hit? None, because they know where they're going. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this all their lives. And the Ticos deal with it the same way, the drivers. They know how to get around the people that are walking, to riding bicycles. It's crazy. It's crazy. You just need to be... Hanya calls
Crazy, but you're still laughing.
Hanya calls me Gringo Loco when I get him behind the wheel.